Of all the environmental evils in all the world's oceans, the worst of the worst, by far, is drift net fishing.
Actually, in America and probably the rest of the world, it is much easier to save an animal if you can name it. In the case of Willie the whale, Free Willy. Well, drift net fishing killed everything. There wasn't one animal we could try to save. We had to save seabirds, we had to save turtles, we had to save untargeted species, we had to save sharks. Sharks were getting wiped out. Everything was dying with drift nets, and it was hard to make anybody understand. Net that would circle the globe every night 2.5 times. They didn't believe it. The oceans, I've never seen them. I've been out in boats all my life, and I've never seen one. Well, consider this. The ocean is the size of the whole states of the United States. There are 1,800 motorhomes sitting out there on that location. No roads, but they're just out there. And you go looking for them on a bicycle. That was the chance of finding them. So you didn't see them every day. They were out of sight, and for most of the world, out of mind, but they were a huge, silent killer, and they were going on and on and on. And it was very difficult to make the public understand.
Japanese and Taiwanese drift net fleets numbered 1,800 ships. At the lowest estimate of 40 miles of net per ship, in a single evening, the fleet sets out enough net to circle the entire globe 2.5 times. Drift nets were destined to kill off all pelagic life in a matter of a few years.
So Watson figured, what the heck, let's give them something they love, violence, and we'll do it. Violence against property, not violence against individuals. We called it aggressive nonviolence, and the TV loved it.
As always, we had no trouble crewing up for a drift net campaign. We got volunteers from several nations, but our invitations to the media were largely ignored. We set out with 2 ships, our big black ship, the Sea Shepherd II, and our attack ship, the Edward Abbey. The Abbey was designed for speed, not distance. So to save fuel, we put her under tow and headed out to sea. Watson put an X on the chart, and off we went. The Coast Guard kept a tight watch on us pretty much full time.
Those were the days, the early 1990s, when my first marriage was falling apart, and a very small group of us really put it to the drift net vessels operating around the world. We were out about 6 times in the ocean with a ship that had more spirit than seaworthiness, but with the heart of a crew that brought us through. Names like Dave Howitt and Rod Coronado, Sue Rodriguez Pasteur, Myra Finkelstein, and John Huntermeyer come to mind. The antics of the mighty Trev and the absolute horrible conditions on board are understood by all veterans. The only edible food we ever got was Sunivas. And the 1990s campaign was sabotaged by an engineer destroying the turbocharger a day before we were about to sail. It was the only superhuman strength and actions of a big Indian and others that got a VW-sized turbocharger swapped out, and my political skills that kept that Indian out of jail long enough just to fix the ship. We did the campaign. We rammed 2 boats. Those were the days.